Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Valagar Aloevain. Alright, so I previously tried to record this video here, but we got hit with some major lag and I wasn't able to complete. And rather than have you guys standing around for a few minutes, I thought might as well just restart. So this is the second part to the Delirious chain. In order to pick it up, we do need to head, first off, you do need to have completed the first part, and then completely left the graveyard here, talking to the man right outside where you picked up that first part. Once you come back in, you do need to talk to Colum, and when you talk to him, he is going to give you a Club of Holy Flame, which is a blunt weapon, which will help you bypass the skeleton's damage resistance. So it does seem that in the rework that they've done to this quest, they no longer have the ghostly skeletons in place to just standard skeletons themselves. Alright, so I'm just gonna hop on in and get this show on the road here. Alright, so this quest is a good amount of experience. As you see, 18,000, plus it has some really nice optionals. Now, in order to get these optionals, it does help to have at least 2 people. However, I know a method that I'll be able to show you that you'll be able to do it with just yourself and a hireling. And I did check it through, so I do know it can work. Alright, so when you enter this first room, as you see, our door shuts down behind us, spawns in a few enemies, take them out, and it allows you to proceed. From here, we do need to head directly to the right. There are a couple of breakables there, but then behind us is a lever. We do need to pull this lever to continue on. And our next lever is actually going to be through that door there. As we approach, it's also going to spawn in some enemies here. And once they're eliminated, it's going to go ahead and open up our door. At the bottom, there will be one more spawning skeleton. And in our case, a champion one. A whole bunch of breakables. And again, a lever. Now that we've pulled 2 of them, our last one, once we come up directly to our left, it's right here. Now, once we pull this third one and approach the door, though it seems we already approached close enough, it will spawn in these skeletons. Could be because the turret was already within the range. Kill the skeletons, proceed through. This section here, so this has been reworked in the past. So the way it works is when you want obviously all the party to come in, the way it worked in the past is there was so many skeletons in the room that you would have to kill to proceed on. However, in most times, one or more of these skeletons might get stuck in a pillar or underneath the floor, causing you to wait the lockout timer, which can be about 5 minutes. And it's just overly too long, and I don't know if it was 5 minutes exactly, but you were stuck in this room and you couldn't do anything and you just had to simply wait. They have gone and fixed that since, so you kill everybody in the room, the door opens. Alright, here. So this section here, we're going to want to first head... I'm going to take this Reaper first. So you want to first head... so we just entered in. Directly in front of us, we have a shrine. Can't open that yet. We want to head off to the right. Let's take up these guys. And on both sides of this pool, so the east and the west, there are little buttons against the wall, though we can't really see some of them there. So there's the buttons here. As we step on the buttons, it's going to light up the rune and spawn in 3 arcane skeletons. Now this is the same on both sides. So if you want to prepare yourself, by all means, go ahead and get yourself ready. I'm going to do Again, the same thing here. Alright, and lastly, we want to head on up the stairs. Now again, as we pull this lever, it's going to spawn in a couple more skeletons. And now that we've pulled all of this, our path is proceeded so that we can continue down the quest, which is where these skeletons are coming from. However, there is also an optional in the water. Now, this is where it really helps to have multiple people. However, the trick to be able to do it without these people is you want to start off with that one in the on position. Actually, once it's on, we don't need to touch that one anymore. We just have this one, like the little A or R. We want to actually have it start in the off position. Once it's off, you need to back away from it for it to reset. And then you want your hireling, so if you're looking at it, you want your hireling to be teleported right here and put on stand ground. You can even put them on aggressive. Oh, except he moved. So we need to reset it again. So it's on. Now it's off. Backing up. Alright. So one last try. Alright. So once that's set, we want to head in the water and swim through the second gate here. So there's this one's open. This one is also open. There's our A symbol. Once it's stepped on, however, it will close that one and then open up that one. Now, in order to get it to do that, because of where our hireling is, we just want to hug this wall here and take him off stand ground. We don't want to summon him to us. Just take him off stand ground. Kind of swim near the gate here. And he's going to walk to try and get to you. Obviously, he can't. But in doing so, he will step on the button, allowing you to continue swimming all the way through. And don't worry about the way back. They have a nifty little lever right there, which will open up all the gates there. This is also how you get your second person to get through as well. As once you're all the way through, as you can see, there are a few enemies, so you can take them out there. Pull the lever, and it would allow your partner or, your teammates to come through. Alright, so in this here, we also get our first bit of the optional there, to slay the guardians. So our first is to slay the pugilist. He is actually located right here. Or this is the executioner, sorry. He is a ghost, but once he dies... Oh, no, it's everybody. Okay. So, once he dies, nothing happens. We gotta kill everybody else. So, at the top of this ladder here, there are two more sections. We have zombies sitting right here, who will get up and help fight. As well, we're also going to have a skeleton in that coffin there. Now, all three of these enemies do contribute to slaying the guardians. Now, as you see, they also are their own experience, their own optional as well. So it is handy to go through and get them there. Alright, I'm just going to toss another turret. Alright, now once all three are dead, then our door opens up. So we can actually call our hireling here to us now. And it allows us to get this random loot chest. Now, in order to finish getting the rest of the guardians, you do need to go through and have somebody who can open a lock. Outside of that, everything else is non-skill required. Alright. Another thing I would like to point out is, as this quest is a decent amount of experience, including the optional there, as you see, 600 per, plus we're going to get another chunk for killing them all. you know, it is a nice amount of experience. Because of this, a lot of people tend to like running this window farm, or rather they used to. Now it's, with a lot of the changes they have in the game, window farming isn't as lucrative as it used to be. However, certain quests, this one included, are good to run at least more than once. Now, the best way to do this is to, again, have at least 2 people in your party, and when you pick up the quest, only have one person actually stop and talk to the guy to pick up the quest, and have the other person wait. This will allow you to do it once on, for example, Reaper difficulty, and then you can do it again on an Elite difficulty for, again, a first time bonus. Alright, so now to proceed a little bit deeper into the quest itself. Alright, so you do want to head all the way north. As well, I do want to point out that shrine that we did notice earlier, it is now opened up once we pulled the lever up top there. So we're going to continue heading north through this door. As you saw, there was a small ambush here. As well, there'll be one right here at this wooden door. Alright. So in here we have a fairly large room and a whole bunch of sarcophagus lining the wall. If you just hug the right wall there, not only will you get the sarcophagus, but you'll actually get to the locked door here. Ooh. And apparently a Reaper. We'll get to the locked door, which we need to go through in order to get a couple more of our guardians here. Alright, so the first of which is actually just right around this corner here, and it is an arcane skeleton. Now, I'm sure you've probably noticed at some point that they have a nasty lightning bolt. Oh wow, that was lucky. So I definitely recommend killing them as quickly as possible. Luckily for us, I rolled a nat 20, which is I have disruption, which will insta-kill any undead with 1,000 or less hit points on a natural 20. So, yay us. Alright, so our next one, right through this door, actually at the very tip top there, we're going to have another one. There are also a few other whites in here, so just, you know, be wary of that. I like to just, you know, rush in, drop down a turret, and then finish clearing. Once that's done, again, we have a second chest here for us, as well as some more breakables along the wall. Alright, so I'm just going to grab those. Alright. So let's head back to that other room. Now, if we continue the path along, heading on the right side here, I should just quickly shoot these 2 right there. Alright, so if we keep heading, we'll come across this little gated entrance. Now, we don't want to go in there just yet. Right outside, however, there is a black bone skeleton, so he's immune to fire damage. But it also spawns in a bunch of skeletons coming from these coffins. Now, as you kill one, it spawns in some more until they're all spawned in. Of course, just go ahead and kill them. Once they all die, our door opens up. Now, as you see, we do have a jet here, and there will be a second jet right in front of that chest, so there are 2 separate jets. Again, they have them on both sides, but they trigger, so this column here, this center one, that'll go off and it'll be one column. So both that one and that one will trigger at the same time. So I'm just counting that as one. And then our second one will be right at the end. So these go off as you approach. And they are just a one-time go off. So the easy way is to kind of just hug the corner and then immediately back up. So again, kind of touch the corner and back up. We did get hit, but it wasn't too bad. Now that they've both gone off, grab our loot. And there we go. So that's how you get that chest. There are no trap box or anything like that. It's all a matter of kind of just being quick, getting close enough to activating it. Some people I know jump. I personally, I don't. But again, it's all finding a way to activate it without getting hit there. Alright, so at this point, as you see, we also have our ransack. So, I don't really need to worry about breaking the sarcophagus anymore. However, as you see, walking near them, sometimes enemies will spawn, so we still need some more kills. So, up the stairs, and you want to head up and around, and all the way around. Continue path, and we'll come to that door. As we approach, there's going to be a few skeletons. Once they die, the door will open up for us. And just continue running. Now again, more skeleton spawns. They really like to try and ambush you in this quest. Alright, these guys weren't supposed to come just yet. So those ones are usually prompt right up here at the top. Though it does seem they came all the way down to say hello. So yeah, as we approach, it does spawn in a few more skeletons. Nothing big. So this section here. So this floor is trapped, as you can see all the little spikes. And there is a trap box right here. Now this will disable the trap, but it won't open our door. To open the door, all we gotta do is actually step on this lever here, or the button. As we do though, it is gonna spawn in some skeletons right there. So just be aware. And yes, these spikes will hit skeletons. So if they are standing on one of these spikes, which again, the trap activates as well once you touch the button. So if there's any enemy standing on a spike, they will get impaled and take damage. Alright, proceeding in a little bit further. So again, this room was reworked to make it a little bit easier, as they just have multiple levers here. Now our objective is to pull them so that it opens up our gates here. So we're going to do this, and obviously we want to light them all up. But as we start pulling, as you see, it spawns in a nice wave of enemies. Luckily though, once these are dead, that's that. So the way it used to be, in the past, I'll just go over that as well. They had one lever, you would pull it, and it would change which place these things are in. So as you see, it's a total of 3 gates. So it would be like gate 1 and 3 open, and then they close and gate 2 opens, and then gate 2 closes, and so on and so forth. So you'd have to have a member of your party sitting here, going through and pulling them. Alright, so that one changes that one. Alright, so it seems... No. That we want... those ones. Yeah. So now that they're all lit green, our path is completely open. This does just look like we needed to pull far left, and then the far right. Or far left, and then the center one. Alright, from here, just need to pull that lever there, which will open up our door to continue proceeding east. Alright. So now we're up top. And we're actually almost at the end. Now, at each of these intersections, it does have further spawns, which spawn in once we approach. So just watch yourself. So this one, as well as this one here as we approach, it's going to do the same thing. There is a shrine behind this door, so if you are in need of a shrine, we can just stop in there. And then here, so if we continue heading straight, we get to the chest there. The direction we need to go is south to this door. So first I'm going to clear the chest. Now, as we approach a little bit further, it's going to spawn in a whole decent amount of enemies. Here we go. So just so you're not like, ooh, loot, and run up ahead. As well, this door is also locked. Once you're able to get through that, of course, the loot is yours. Alright. And then we can head south. Now again, as we approach the doors, it's going to spawn in a couple enemies, but not as many. So there's just 3 total, or 5, sorry. Almost as many. Now, one thing I do want to point out, as you'll see I was jumping backwards there, it can be hazardous to do that, as if you fall, we are all the way back, depending on how far down you fall, but we're all the way back into this room over here, which then we'd have to go up and around and all the way back around to get back here. So just be careful when if you're jumping around or even back paddling, as obviously you don't want to fall and have to come back up. Alright, so once we get to this section here, our last guardian is actually behind that in a secret door there. And there's going to be some spawns here. So the first spawn is actually right next to this door. And then they're going to continue spawning on the sides here. So I'm going to run up and spawn this one. Take that one out. Now it's going to start spawning on the sides here. Once both sides have been eliminated, just go here. Once both sides have been eliminated, our door opens up. Just because we got guys coming through. So on the other side of our door, we do have Delira, and we do need to kill Delira in order to continue, but it doesn't actually complete the quest. Oh. Yeah, it doesn't actually complete the quest. It does give us an optional, though. Scared me there for a second. As well, there are a few more enemies just on the sides that'll spawn in there and there. But first, let's get to this enemy here. And there we go. So we were able to kill him and slay our guardians there. Though it looks like it gave us our slay the guardians when we killed Delira herself. Alright. So let's just quickly So as you can see, a decent amount of archers, as well as a few melee on either side. And once you're content, I know a lot of people actually don't even kill everybody in this room. They choose to just kill the melee ones instead of the only ones that move. And they'll just pick up this book here. Once you touch this book, the quest ends. So if you are going to use like a potion or anything like that, definitely do so before you pick it up. But because that's all for us, we're going to grab it. There we are. You know, 26,000. Real nice chunk of XP. Lastly, we're going to grab our chest and see what we get. We didn't get anything special. And that is part 2 of Delirious. So we're going to recall out. I'll end this video off here. And in the next video, we'll just proceed, continue on and go from there. Alright, well, thank you guys all for watching. And I will see you guys later. Have a good one all.